A nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle, man. I be feeling like one of them ball-playing niggas, you know? Like Bird, Magic or something. Yeah, you know, a nigga got dough. A nigga could leave the league. But if I leave, the fans still gonna love me, man? I get love out here in Harlem, man. I done sold coke on these streets, man. Hash, weed, heroin. As long as niggas is feeling it, a nigga like me can hustle it. That's my gift in life, eh? You know? What? The fuck you laughing at, B?
You, man. Funny, man. You a hustling motherfucker, man. For real, baby. You fucking killing me, man.
Well, you know me, baby.
What's up, man? Sub-Zero 3639. I was just on a hangout earlier today with O'Shea, brother by the name of Brandon Tatum, another gentleman. What was his name? Anthony Brian Logan. You know, he's hard to forget him. Shout out to him. I actually agree with Anthony Brian Logan on a lot of different points that he makes about being a conservative and things like that. Calm down, boy. I agree with him on a lot of different things. I just think there are certain third rail issues that if, I'm gonna say this. If he sees this video, there are certain videos I know that if he was to make, he would lose probably over half of his subscribership. I ain't mad at the brother. He's trying to make money. Hold on one second. Boo, what you doing? Lord have mercy. Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, if he makes a video or has a guest on his YouTube channel that is as militant as I am, then it would probably cause a lot of issues on his channel. So I understand he may subscribe. Even if he disagrees, he may subscribe. And I appreciate the brother watching the videos as a subscriber, because I do talk about liberalism and things, me and him agree on a lot of different points, probably more than we disagree. But the point I'm trying to make is that when it comes to, I actually brought out a point about one of my favorite YouTubers, Brandon Carter, fitness channel brother. He actually was working with another guy, white guy by the name of Connor Murphy. Connor Murphy got arrested. Well, they both got arrested. Well, they didn't get arrested. Yeah, they did. They technically got arrested. But what happened was Connor Murphy thought it'd be a good idea to go in Austin, Texas on 6th Street, which is, I guess that's like a Bourbon Street type area, and just have fun, and just act like he does a lot of pranks with women and stuff like that. So he did a prank with Brandon Carter where they were supposed to act like they were about to fight. And I want to put the clip in here and let Brandon Carter explain his side of the story.
Hey, what's up guys? I'm Connor Murphy, if you don't know. I'm also a fitness YouTuber, and I was actually collaborating with Brandon over the past day. Now, a few hours ago, we tried to do this prank video for my channel. If you guys know me, you know I do these fun prank type videos, and it did not go as planned. Things got a little out of hand. It was supposed to be just a harmless prank. We didn't really think it through. Well, I didn't really think it through. It was completely my idea. That's why I feel so bad right now. But anyway, it ended up with us being arrested, and Brandon is actually still in jail right now. So I'm talking to you guys because he's not here right now. I'm chilling in the house that they were staying in Austin. I'm with his crew right now. Brandon actually called me, and he wanted to tell his side of the story. By the time this is out right now, I will have also told my side of the story on my YouTube channel. So if you guys want some more information, you guys can check that out. But yeah, guys, Brandon called me on his cell phone, or Brandon called me from the jail on my cell phone, and I'm going to play the audio for you guys, and they'll put some footage of what happened in the video. But yeah, guys, me and Brandon are cool. Again, I apologize for what happened, but yeah, here's Brandon's side of the story.
Yo, you recording this?
I think so. Are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right, cool, man. Yeah. You know, I'm over here. I just wanted to give my side of the story. Before things got out of hand, you know, people start saying stuff, you know, and I didn't want the wrong impression to be given about what happened or me and Connor's relationship. Me and him are still cool, but I just want to give my side of the story. So how it worked was, I came down to Austin. I was supposed to, you know, do some film. I was going to do some collabs with Connor Murphy, and I was going to do some collabs with Training him Naked. Cool. That'd be cool. You know, me and my team came through. You know, some other channels that wanted to work out there. We're just going to have a fun time in Austin, do some collabs and make some videos. And that's what it was working out fine. We trained at some gyms here. Then me and Connor did like a cool workout video. And then Connor, you know, had this idea that he wanted to do some pranks. You know, I'm not really, like, I don't know nothing about pranks, but I could just follow Connor's lead. And I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. So he had the idea. I guess it was part of something Connor was already filming with some girls saying he was a douchebag or something along those lines. One girl put mouth, which was, you know, you'll see that on his video about it. But yeah, so I guess what was supposed to happen was Connor was gonna have some girls punch him in the stomach, but then I was gonna come through. I might be explaining it wrong because they have a better idea of exactly what happened. So Connor's video gives a better explanation of what his plan is. But I know I was pretend like I had like real beef. Yeah, you're that fucking guy who makes these YouTube videos, you know, with the pranks, and this ain't real fitness YouTube. Like that was like the premise. Like I was mad because it wasn't real fitness YouTube. We weren't teaching no one how to work out, which is like really. I like Connor's videos, but it was just for the, you know, just for the prank. It's part of the prank. It was gonna, like, I was gonna get all this fake as if we were about. I was gonna fight him, and what was supposed to happen was I was supposed to fake swing on him, and then we were gonna break out into like a patty cake or something. I think we rehearsed this before. That's the thing. We rehearsed this before, and I was supposed to swing on him, but we were gonna like clap hands and do like some, you know, patty cake stuff or something, and then go into a little dance. It was just supposed to be like a great little prank, right? And law enforcement didn't think it was as funny as we thought. We thought it was hilarious. But the Austin Police Department thought otherwise. So as soon as I went for the fake swing, I got tackled to the ground, and you know, I wasn't. You know, I just figured, okay, this is what it is. I'm about to go they're gonna arrest us. It's cool. I've been arrested before. So they slammed me on the ground. My face is on the ground. Like I still have a bruise on my cheek, and you know, he had his knee in my ear, so my ear is hurting a little bit, and I got some blood on my elbows. So, big deal. Whatever. I'm tough, and I wasn't really sure about that. But then they got me for, I thought it was gonna be like disturbing the peace or something, but then they arrested me. Well, apparently the charge I was resisting arrest. I really didn't resist, and I didn't think I went out of my way to get that impression. You know, as soon as they tried to get me, they got me. I couldn't get to the ground any faster because they were holding me. So I just kind of like let them do their thing. Put my arm. I didn't say a word. I didn't say a word to the cop while they were like handing on the ground. I was just like, you know, whatever. You know, I'm going to jail. All right, cool. And I thought, you know, I thought I was very like good job. They didn't know it was a prank. They thought it was a fight. They thought, I guess they thought, you know, I was going to beat up an Abercrombie model or something. You know, I thought I was going to get arrested for beating up an Abercrombie model. But then when we told them it was a prank, they was, you know, let us go or give us a ticket, something like that. now I got resisted for resisting arrest. And listen, I'm not a lawyer, or I'm not a legal expert, but I would like the people to see the video. Just see the video. We have all the footage, and let me know if you guys think I was resisting arrest. Right? Because I'm an amazing actor, I can see why they thought it was fun. I can see that. I'm a credible actor, so I get. No, get off him. Oh man, somebody's just trying to. Anyway, anyway, I can see why you guys thought that we were about to, fight. But I figured once we told them, hey man, it's all good, we were friends, I know them, maybe they would have given me a fine, but charged me with resisting, or maybe they just wanted to arrest me, or make an arrest, like it's the end of the month. I know police on us, and they needed something to arrest me for because we, kind of was going to press charges. We were obviously cool with each other. We were trying to explain what it was. And then they actually started looking at me and Connor's YouTube channel. We were explaining to them, we were YouTubers. We got, we both have, a lot of subscribers, and, we just kind of a prank. And that they understood that. And they said, why are you doing a prank? You can't do a prank, People going to think it's real. And I was like, in my mind, I was like, yeah, that's the fucking point, we want people to think it's real. But yes, sir, you're right. You're right, officer. I apologize. That's all I ever said. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Carlton Banks from The Fresh Prince, so I'm always like real cool. I guess, but maybe they needed to charge me with something, or it felt like they picked a resisting arrest. You can judge if you think it's resisting arrest. I'm not a legal expert, and I don't even know. I mean, I can say I believe I'm innocent. I'm innocent, right? But we got the footage. I'll let the people make, you guys can judge. You tell me what you think. There's any legal scholars out there. But yeah, I didn't think I resisted arrest. And, but I just want to record, I'm not mad at the police arresting me or doing what they did. They're just doing their job. That's cool. I think I'm innocent of the charges that I've been charged with, right? And I was, whatever, we were being douchebags. As far as I don't think, whatever. So anyway, I got coming up. First of all, I gotta see the judge. So I'm gonna be here, and the judge is not here on the weekend. So I don't know when I'm not exactly sure when I'll be able to see the judge. And so I just wanted to call you guys to get the video out as soon as possible, just to get the story out, and then also let y'all know, because I know. And it can be like a beef thing between YouTubers or something, and me and Connor are both not about that drama, right? Like, we don't want, that's not what our channels are about. So I'm just gonna have Connor's my boy. If my followers, make sure you guys subscribe to his channel. Make sure you watch the video on his channel where he talks about what happened, because he's a free man right now. Because he's a free man, he can probably make a better explanation than I can, because I'm in here with a bunch of criminals, looking at me trying to get the phone, but whatever, it's cool. I also like to say, Austin has a really nice central booking. It's way better than the New York one. And the New York one is like they throw you in the cell. This one is cool. They got TVs in here, and they gave me a bologna sandwich. But I only ate the bologna and the American cheese, because I'm on the ketogenic diet right now. I got that. I'm supposed to do a video on the ketogenic diet, but I'm probably about to leave. I'm definitely not going to be able to put out a YouTube video for a while, and I don't know how long. So I'm actually going to have to quit YouTube for a while and look for me until I get all this legal stuff. Because even after I'm negotiated judge, I'm gonna have a court date. Those this is not my first time being arrested, and there's some stuff about me that y'all might not know. You know, I've alluded to, and so this could potentially get out of hand. Maybe it's cool. It might be cool. I don't want to say anything that could incriminate myself, but there's some stuff that law enforcement knows about me that maybe that I know my fans don't know about me. Unless you're like a diehard fan and if you watch like all my videos, you have a better idea of what I'm talking about. But yeah, there's some stuff, and so who knows? The point is, I don't know when I'm making a YouTube video. I'll make a YouTube video again and talk a little bit. So I want to let y'all know that I'm sorry that this happened. I'm sorry that I won't be on YouTube for a little while. So eventually, whenever that is, I'll be able to come back and make YouTube videos and yeah. So make sure you watch the video on my channel. Stay tuned for my return. My team is still going to be uploading videos. Not videos. My team is still going to be, if you're on my email list, my team is still going to be sending my emails on my behalf. I'm going to have the squad write it, or like I'll be able to call my this phone. It's not a big deal for me to call and tell them, I'm going to keep in touch with my fans. Maybe I might come up with a video. So if you go to BreedingCorey.com, you can check out the blog post. Make sure you watch the Congress video about what happened. Subscribe, watch it. And these dope videos in general, so you want to be here. And it'll satisfy your YouTube urges until you get and I'm able to come back. Yeah, to the fans, I love y'all. Thank y'all for rocking with me. What else? Get back. Don't wait to start the hashtag free Brandon Carter. Just be dope. Free Brandon Carter. Don't want to do it. Tell me what to do. I'm saying that'd be cool. And I guess we'll see what happens, guys. But I just want to get this out there, right? Peace.
Okay, now you saw the footage. Now, clearly, as you see, Brandon Carter, you know what really pisses me off about this whole situation is that a grown-ass man who got unfairly treated, you got a white guy and a black guy, both of them are about to fight, right? You got both of them in a situation, but yet they wrestle the white guy to the ground very soft and gently. The black guy gets tackled first. He's the biggest threat. Now, both of these guys are fitness models. Both of them are over 6 feet. Both of them are about the same size and strength. But for some reason, they felt like it was the biggest threat was the black guy. Like that's the thing. Like I don't know why we have to sit here and play dumb with stuff and play like the guy Brandon Tatum was saying, well, somebody racist could have called and this. Well, you can see based on the prank, there was no phone call. These were beat cops that walked up and down the way and they saw two brothers about to fight. They saw a crowd and they just came in and first instinct was to tackle the nigger. That's what this is. That's what this is. There was no phone call, but the brothers said that this morning when I was on there with O'Shea. But man, you don't know, somebody probably made a phone call and they just said it was, they could have been racist and said that the black guy was, no, there was no phone call that quick. What happened, because the way the prank was set up, it transpired in seconds. So you telling me I can walk up to a guy in seconds and they gonna get a phone call and scramble? No. What happened was he walked up, that was part of the prank. They were supposed to play like they were about to fight, then he's gonna break into a little patty cake, kid and play kick step dance, whatever they was gonna do. Well, it fell apart. That's the problem I have with it. Now, this is the standard operating procedure for anyone that lives in this country that's a black man. Look, I can tell you, I'm a database developer. I make decent amount of money. I've been threatened by cops. I've had cops threaten to take their badge off. I had cops pull their guns on me. I've had cops, search my car and check some damn hydroxycut fat burning pills to see if it was damn heroin or cocaine or some sort of drugs. I've had them run the serial numbers on everything in my damn car. I had a cop follow me from the courtroom because I left, because I was living in Alabama at the time. I came to Georgia for a ticket that I got. I saw that they were being ridiculously unfair that day, so I chose to leave. A cop got upset because he knew I didn't have a warrant yet when I left the courtroom, followed us inches away from our bumper when we left the courthouse. She rides to the edge of the highway, about to get on the highway. We stop at the gas station. He's inching, I'm talking about literally a foot away from her bumper. Then she pulls into the gas station. He pulls up on the other side of the gas pump, slides up further, and just turns and just stares at me. And now this ain't got shit to do about, keeping the community safe. He knew I didn't live there. He knew I was from Alabama. This shit is about keeping niggas off the streets and fucking with me. I don't want to hear shit. And this dude had the audacity this morning to say that there is no racism in the justice system. Get the fuck. Brandon Tatum, with all due respect, brother, you are not in everyone's heart. See, I'm gonna say this, and I never got a chance to say this morning, because me and O'Shea was like, well, brother, other people got to talk, which I understood. But let me make this point here. There is no way you can say definitively that there's no racism in the justice system. You know why? Because it's not like you can just count the tickets where people just, I'm gonna arrest you for being a nigger. That's not how racism in the justice system works. You gonna get arrested for some bullshit, resisting arrest, like they just did this brother here. You gonna get arrested for shit like, get down, boy, before you fall. Get down. Lord have mercy. Get out of there before you fall. Anyway, as I was saying, when you check the arrest records, you're not gonna find that people have been arrested for being black. What you'll find is people have been arrested for things that you think on paper make sense. That's how racism works. That's how power works. That's how racism, white supremacy works. On paper, it's gonna make sense that you got arrested because you broke the law. That's what it's supposed to say. Even when people got lynched back in the day, they're gonna say that they lynched you because you broke the law. That's the way this shit always works. They're gonna think that they have a legitimate reason. That's it. It's just now they're a lot more quote unquote humane with how they exact justice, but it's the same principle. Check this out, because this damn boy getting on my nerves today. But just check this out and tell me if this isn't how it worked back in the day. Thank you.
If you wanted to create a system to make people poor and keep them poor, this is the system you would create.
You get a speeding ticket, a wealthy person can go in and pay it, and a poor person cannot. I have heard judges tell people that if you do not come up with the money that you are supposed to pay tonight, I will incarcerate you. It's a fundamental misunderstanding of the law.
I mean, these are basic violations of the Constitution.
That's all they want is money. If you don't pay your fines, you will go to jail.
Are these debtors' prisons? Are these courts? A young man in 2013 hung himself over traffic tickets because he was passed from court to court to court.
That was my baby. You don't outlive your children.
You take away people's lives. Some people fight back.
Debtors' prisons were originally created in the Middle Ages to hold debtors hostage as the ultimate collateral until their families can pay what they owed. They were outlawed in the US in 1833 for being unconstitutional, but now they're seeing a return in a different form. In the South, municipalities strapped for cash have been targeting the most vulnerable citizens, who are primarily Black and living under the poverty line. In Missouri, some of these municipalities generate anywhere from 20 to 40% of their total revenue by fining citizens. Bell Ridge, a small town of 2,700 people, collected almost $500,000 in fines and revenues in 2014, by issuing 7,700 tickets. That's at least 2 tickets for every resident. According to the ACLU, there are 9 states in the country where local governments jail people for failing to pay legal fines. In 2013, the 90 municipalities of St. Louis County, Missouri alone collected $60 million in fines and court fees. Fines range from traffic violations to quality of life ordinances, which fine you for things like sagging pants, chipped paint, mismatched blinds, or even having a barbecue in your front yard. Once you receive a ticket for an offense, you have to go to court to pay the fine. If you can't pay, then you're sent to jail. When you leave jail, you could face probation fees, which only adds to the original debt you were in and couldn't afford to pay to begin with.
We don't worry about no criminals. We worry about the city officials. The city officials are criminals. They took out my money. Nobody would believe this is the way we live in Paigedale.
Valerie Whitner is a Missouri resident making less than $30,000 a year, who has received roughly $1,200 in fines annually for the past 8 years. The city has threatened to bulldoze her home if she doesn't pay all of her citations for illicit barbecues and growing bamboo in her yard.
It's like they go into your bank account and say, I guess I need a couple of more dollars today. Let me go see if I can get Miss Whitner, hit her up for a couple of $100. Oh, by the way, Miss Whitner, it's a piece of siding up there that needs to be fixed. We gotta cite you for that. Your grass is too high. Paigedale ticket for not having blinds. Paigedale ticket for having blinds. This don't make no sense. I have bamboo in my yard, and they cited me saying I had weed. You trying to sell me? I'm selling narcotics on my property. Now I'm getting ready to get mad because everybody know about my bamboo. He gave me a ticket because he wanted me to paint my garage. Do you see the brick? Who paints them kind of bricks? You're not gonna mess up my bricks. That's the kind of unconditional fear that you live in out here. Something as simple as that. Because you know you're gonna get a fine for it. In the 18 years I've been here, I've never had a problem until the last 10 years or so. And that started with simple citations that you might get. Then all of a sudden, it just started getting crazy.
Seemed like the Gestapo. They came to everyone's house looking for things. And all my neighbors were telling me, did they come to your house? Did they come to your house? Did they ticket you? My boss said, if I went to court, I would lose my job. So I elected not to go to court and go to work. They came to my house and arrested me for not paying the ticket.
Paigedale has it set up where you don't have a choice. You either gonna give me my money that I'm saying you got this fine on, or we will give you a warrant and you will be arrested. They don't care if you can't afford it. They made that perfectly clear that it's not their concern. Their concern is what is owed to the court. It's all about the money. You have got to know the effort that I have put into this place. And if you gonna lock me up because my grass too high, then you go right ahead. Everybody in Paigedale is in court on Thursday. So you don't have to bother to go to your neighbor's house to see them. Go to the court. You'll see all your neighbors.
People in the same situation as Valerie line up at the local municipal court to try to pay their fines and seek counsel. Stephanie Loomis is an attorney at Arch City Defenders, an organization that represents the impoverished trapped in the system.
The line stretches well into the bank parking lot. The people wait out here for a couple hours. This is a cash cow. These courts are created to provide revenue for the town. This system only affects the poor. The poor are the ones lined up night after night outside these courts, and the poor are the ones filling the pews. This isn't like Grand Theft Auto. These are fucking traffic tickets.
We went with Stephanie just a few towns over from Paigedale to Jennings to speak with some of the local defendants outside of the municipal court.
You walking right now is predominantly all Caucasian male officers in there, but everybody who's sitting down is black, everybody. I don't have a criminal history or anything. I get pulled over, they search me like a criminal, pull me out the car. Like, they didn't even give me a reason why they flagged me, so I mean, but that's normal, you know?
The police out of nowhere pulled me over. And I asked him, why didn't you pull the other car over? He said just because he wanted to pull me over, basically. And the other car did the same exact thing I did, but he was a different color, and I was black. That's what it was, and he didn't want to say it.
They not catching any real criminals, though. That's my thing. Like, you fill in your jails with people who go to work every day, who may have expired plates by a day or two, and those are the people you targeted.
I've been jailed 12 times for not being able to afford my payments.
They're not allowed to incarcerate you for not having money.
But this is the law. They don't care. They still do it anyway.
He just told me basically I'm gonna have to pay the fine or I'm gonna go to jail, basically. These the type of prices make you don't even want to come back to court. You know what I'm saying?
They only give you a certain amount of time to pay it before they put another warrant out. And so that's why they lock me up.
Sometimes I just don't have the money to pay a ticket, and they had me stripped to my socks and my drawers and had me put on an orange jumpsuit like I was a murderer or something. I'm almost thinking about moving out of St. Louis, Missouri just because of how the police treat people.
The 90 municipalities of St. Louis County were created after white flight from St. Louis, largely to exclude poor people and minorities. Cities like Ferguson, which is 67% black, are being hit with the most fines and warrants. The average household in Ferguson has 3 warrants for petty violations, and these fines are the second highest source of revenue for the city. Michael Gunn, a St. Louis County Municipal Court judge, issues some of these fines and warrants.
Racism exists, but I got a problem. If you were the mayor and you wanted to make as much money as you could off of these speeders, why would you tell them to only stop poor black people? That sort of doesn't make much sense, does it? In addition, I don't know what evidence there is of racial profiling. I do think that there has only been one side of the story which is being told. And that side is from a perspective of poor defendants. We have a great web of municipalities in St. Louis County who are serving the individual citizens of those particular areas very well. The citizens, for the most part, want these courts to pay for themselves. They don't want to raise taxes to pay for it. They want people who violate the law to pay their fines. So we don't believe that because you're poor means you can violate the law. I make it an inquiry as to whether or not people are able to pay their fines. For the most part, the reply is that they are able to pay their fines. These are people who are guilty, so there's something that's going to happen to them. You know, in order for this system to work, you're going to have to issue warrants.
Thomas Harvey is the executive director of Arch City Defenders. In 2014, they drew national attention to these new debtors' prisons by publishing a 41-page policy paper explaining the issues and filing countless lawsuits against rogue municipalities.
Municipalities in St. Louis County have never gone through the constitutionally required procedures to determine whether or not someone had the ability to pay before jailing them. And they target poor people and black people and then lock them in jail to extort the money from them and their family in order to meet a budget deficit. The most common charge was called failure to appear. Failure to appear just means you got fined at some point in the past, and the judge threatens the person with jail if they don't come back at the next court appearance with some money. So a reasonable person doesn't walk back into the courtroom if they don't have the money. But then if you don't go back into the courtroom, a warrant is issued for your arrest. I can't overstate how serious it is because people are literally killing themselves in these jails.
Charles Anthony Chapman Jr. was arrested on bench warrants for traffic tickets in 2013. He was passed from jail to jail and ultimately hanged himself with his own bedsheet in Jennings, Missouri. He was only 24 years old.
That's him here holding his sons. And if you look at that picture, he didn't want to let go. He loved his sons. Anthony was an above average student, whatever he did. He wanted to be the best. He had a band of friends. He loved his kids. That's who he was.
That's who he was.
That is the tragedy of all of this. Them boys miss him deeply. I'm Paw, but I cannot substitute for their dad. Right down this strip of highway. That's probably where he first started getting his first traffic tickets. Oh, there they go. This is all they do.
Yep.
It's ticket, 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 ticket. I had a little black Infiniti. In the neighborhood we was in, young black men were not supposed to drive Infinitis, okay?
It was profiling.
So Anthony had accumulated a lot of traffic tickets. Not nothing serious, running a stop sign. He got pulled over, and that's the day that they arrested my son. This is the last day I seen my son alive. My son went to St. Louis County, was in jail for 5 whole days. They got ready to transfer him out. He told me all the places he had to go to, Bell Ridge, St. John. I got the money and stuff. I went and paid off all those places. And then we found out I was transferring him to Jennings. It was $800. And I tried everything I could, but I had nothing left. He went to Jennings. He wasn't there 12 hours. Something happened inside of him. That following morning, they were knocking on my door. Little did I know that knock on that door that day would be a true kick in my gut. No parent should ever have to go through what we've been through.
I miss his hugs.
You know?
I miss his hugs so much.
Lord have mercy. Lord, always hold his beloved son, baby brother, devoted father, protective uncle, and loyal friend.
We thought we'd have more time.
We just thought we'd have more time. That's me and my son. That's. I got you. People die in here. And it's just not here in St. Louis. This is prevalent everywhere. This justice system that we have is broke. And it ought to be fixed now. It ought to be fixed immediately, and quit putting our kids in the ground and killing them.
Okay, I had to get him situated, put his Mickey Mouse on and get him. But I had an extra point I wanted to make. If you listen to Brandon's, when he was talking in his video, he was literally trying to defend the cops that arrested him. What happened, the cops made a judgment that they wanted to arrest him because they are racist. I'm sorry. All things being equal, you just arrest a black guy, you let the white guy go, you're racist, okay? I never forget, I was in Panama City, Florida, beach, Panama City Beach. That's different from Panama City. And I was down there for a summer. This is when I was real heavy in the ministry. This was back in 97, summer of 97, I never forget. I'm doing the beach project down there. And one thing I noticed while I was down there was that a lot of those people on that beach were overtly racist. When I say overtly racist, I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. Like, I know everybody think us Southerners are just weak, lowly niggas that ain't used to, like, you know, that are used to being treated like dirt by whites. We really did. I'm sorry. A lot of white people, I got called a nigga a few times in my life, like from afar, but that really wasn't the situation. I'm from Montgomery. Look on the map. Montgomery is on the census ranked as like the top 10 most densely black populated city in the country. So I grew up around mostly black people. I saw a few whites because we have an Air Force base that's not too far from Carver High School. So whites went to school, but they always was the cool whites. They wouldn't really They weren't in the numbers to really fuck with us like that. So they just came and got in how they fit in. They weren't really fucking with us like that. We didn't fuck with them though. That's the funny thing. We didn't pick on them because they was white. We didn't give a shit. It's like they had their own little world, and they'll come in and we'll be cool with some of them. Some of them were cool. Some of them wasn't. Fuck them. You know, that's how we was looking at it, right? So, long story short, while I'm down there that summer in Panama City, the boy, kids, I swear, man, I wouldn't change it for nothing in the world. But anyway, while I'm down there, I'm noticing like the overt racism. Like when I say overt, like I would go to restaurants and people would literally look at me, and I would pay attention. That's how I noticed it. They would put people's money in their hand. Whenever I got in a restaurant, they would always throw your money on the counter. It wasn't, they'll have like you getting $1.50 back. They'll throw it, drop it on the counter. Coins running everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck? And it got so bad, I had to say, why did you throw? I had to ask somebody one time, why did you just throw my stuff on the counter like that? Like it was so bad. Other white people, like if I was with them, because it was a ministry, I did it with a lot of white people, black people were down there. It got to the point where one of the guys' name was Jared, one real cool white guy. I will admit he was real cool. Like, will give you the shirt off his back, cool white boy, right? So we down there, and one day we went to eat, and the white lady, I was paying, because, you know, we would rotate who pays or whatever. So I was paying, and we were sitting there, you know, we have our little, like, time we were sitting, discuss what the Lord is teaching us and stuff. So, yeah, we went somewhere to a restaurant. It was like a little fast food place, but it was out by the beach, right? So as I'm walking through the counter, he's standing right there, like behind me, you know, and then the lady just takes the money and just throws it. And he comes up, hey, what's your problem? She's like, excuse me? What is your problem? I mean, my friend had his hand money out and you just throwing the money on the counter. Look, man, there are certain cities in this country where it's understood that you are supposed to be subservient as black people. And it's not just like, for example, a great example is San Francisco. San Francisco is one of the most racist cities you ever want to see. You can walk, and how do I know? Because I have friends. I ain't gonna say, I mean, you guys don't know them anyway. But I got friends that went to the, what's the name of that conference? The Dreamforce conference for Salesforce. You see, I just did a Salesforce video. Well, I got a couple of friends that's certified that went to the Dreamforce conference. And when they got to the Dreamforce conference, they said that it was so bad when you leave the conference. Like, people at the conference were cool, all the techies and stuff, because they knew you were a techie too, right? But if you leave and go to anything like a strip club or go to a restaurant, they will ignore your ass so bad it ain't even funny. Now that's just, I mean, that is small, subtle racism, because you really don't, my thing is I don't give a fuck. That's why I love Atlanta. That's why I love Houston, Charlotte, places where you can spend your money with black businesses for years and never give a white person your money. Because, you know, even in hotels, everything. I know where to find black hotels, gas stations, restaurants. Make it your business to find black businesses and restaurants in your, where you live. And make that the norm. You get what I'm saying? But to just ignore that, that's the thing with cops that I don't like. And I'm not saying Brandon Tatum, I'm saying this with the most respect. I don't know that brother, but I'm sorry. Like, that's the thing. You work, and that's what happens when people go to the military. You see, when you go to the military, what they do is they want you at 17. They don't want you in your 30s. Like, see, they get me. They ain't gonna, I'm who I am. I love black people. You ain't finna take that. That's in my core, right? I'm who I am. So for me, you could train me about the military and I'll be cool with this white guy in the foxhole next to me. Like, I'll be cool. I ain't gonna hate him. I might call him my soldier. He my homie, but he ain't my brother per se. No, my black brothers and sisters, my brother, literally by name. That's why I call you. Is he a brother? Is it a sister? You know what I'm saying? It's certain things, you know, and it's not like I hate white people, but at the end of the day, like, as black conservatives, man, we got to understand that it's okay to tell the truth. The Republican Party, and I talked to Edward Anderson about this, I agree. The Republican Party does not want the black vote, because they're going to have to tell a lot of shit they're going to have to stop doing. Now, I'm not going to vote Democrat just because I'm not Democrat in principle. But I'm sorry, I'm not voting for Republicans because a lot of the shit that they want, we ain't going to say a lot of shit they want, a lot of things they do, they ignore us. They don't speak the right language. the right wording, because it'll piss off some of the racist people in the party. Facts. A lot of people, see, this is the thing about white people, and I'm gonna say this. The thing about white today, and I ain't a big Kanye fan, but Kanye said racism still alive. They just be concealing it, like what he said in one of his rhymes on earlier when he was all conscious when he first came out. And I agree with Kanye. What he was basically saying is racism is still out here prevalent in this country. But what happens is a lot of times, and look, I'm not one of the ones that's for excuses. I'm not one of the ones that says, you know, because my response to racism and white supremacy is black empowerment. That's the only intelligent response, which means self-empowerment a lot of times. So I'm coming to the same conclusion that Boyce Watkins, Dr. Claude Anderson, I'm coming to that same conclusion, but how I get there is how I get there. And the way I get there is, first of all, acknowledging that there's a lot of racism, white supremacy that is ignored within this community, within this country. Namely, you know, to the fact that black people, whenever we deal with racism, a lot of times it's like, it's not direct. It's like, okay, I know you don't like me. I know you're racist and you're a cop, right? Mark Furman is a great example. Mark Furman, a lot of times would racially profile black people. If they see you in a car, you know, they'll racially profile the black person. They'll dog out the black person. You know what I'm saying? They'll pull you over. I've had cops see me, and my girl had a Mustang. I never forgot this shit. I was mad as hell about this. My girl had a Mustang 5.0, black with red. It was real nice looking, right? So I'm riding, had these tailpipes out, you know, so you can hear it, but I wasn't punching it, you know. I wasn't really punching it, riding it real hard in there, but it was drizzling one Saturday. As I'm riding, this cop had pulled somebody over. He stops as he pulled that person over and stares at me. Literally just stares. Like, and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm in traffic riding with other people, not breaking the speed limit. It's 10 o'clock on a Saturday morning. Like, I'm looking like, what the fuck wrong with him? So I'm riding. He gets in his car and speeds up behind me. Rides up on my bumper for a second. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? I ain't did nothing to him. So, you know, when you see a cop, your blood pressure shoots up. You know what the hell, like, oh shit, he finna do something. So he flashes the lights, pulls me over. You know why he pulled me over? Because it slightly was drizzling and the lights weren't on. And he wrote me a ticket for that. Now, am I to believe that was the only reason? When you got 30 people riding down the road, all of them, half of them ain't got their lights on. Because I said, officer, it's like, since I've been sitting here, I've seen a bunch of people riding. The sun is shining. It's slightly drizzling, and you want to give me a ticket for that? You know, well, you should have had your lights on. Like, no, that's not it. I said, you really wanted to interact with me because you saw me in this car. I guess do you like Mustangs? You know, and my girl was on the phone screaming, calm down. I said, I'm calm, I'm just pissed. I was real pissed. Like, that's shit. A lot of times when cops do shit, it's on a technicality. This cop came up to me and lied to me when I was 17 years old and said he saw me put trash on the ground. Had his hand like he's about to reach for his fucking gun and kill me because he told me, pick it up now and put it in the trash or you're going to jail. Straight up. That's what he did. This is the type of shit I done dealt with. And that's why, and I'm not the biggest fan of black cops. They treat you worse than the white ones. I'm sorry. A lot of times. You know how many black cops that then threaten to jump on people? I know a dude that's a cop now, choking little 17, 18-year-old kids and shit, grabbing them and slinging them all up against the car and shit, and I know the nigga. Went to school with him. And then he grabbed, like, one of the girl I was dating, he had jumped on her little nephew and slinging him up against the car, choking him and shit for nothing. I got a homeboy. They held his cousin up in the air, his nephew. This was in Dothan, Alabama. Held his cousin nephew in the air and choked him and killed him. Then they shipped him down to a part of the county in Pensacola, embalmed the body and shipped it back up to Dothan. They done made national news in Dothan, Alabama. Just type Dothan, Alabama corrupt cops in YouTube. In Google. That shit so corrupt down there. Does it make that, like, that's what I'm saying. People need to stop with this shit talking about cops. The only response to corrupt cops, like I said, and I'm gonna end this video, the only true response to corrupt cops into racism and white supremacy is self-black empowerment. Nobody's gonna do it for us but us. How I got to that point is how I got to that point. Whether you agree, whether you are a super ultra conservative Republican and don't believe in racism at all, and it affects black people, at no point do we have to worry about racism. Like, at no point. If you believe that, but you still believe in self-black empowerment, then we ain't got no problem. But what you can't do is change my heart or change my mind and change my life experiences. If you want to change that, then you need to go out here and stop cops like that. You're like, well, you got a few bad ones. That's bullshit. I'm gonna say this right here. A good cop can be a bad cop tomorrow. Stop it with this, well, you got a few bad ones. No. You can have a whole bunch of good ones. And one day his wife got into an argument with him. He found out his wife was sleeping with his best friend, right? His son got F's in school and flunking out. And he comes to work one day cussing and screaming at you. You ain't did nothing to him. I got stories. Cops pulled me over screaming at me like a little boy. See what I'm saying? Like talking to me like since I had my YouTube channel, fucking with me. I ain't did shit to these cops. I'm telling you that now. You go to Henry County in Atlanta, down on the south side down there by the airport, look out. They out there like vultures. They out there like vultures pulling every nigga over they see, running the tag, looking. If you ain't got your license, they putting your ass in jail, and you might be in that bitch for 3 weeks before you see the damn judge. I'm telling you what I know, not what I think, because that's how they tried to do me. Got mad because I bailed out. I'm literally got mad. When I bailed out, I had a lawyer call down there. They was pissed off. Because the lawyer called them when I bailed out over some tickets now. It wasn't over no, I ain't no, like I'm going to do some street shit. This was years ago when I first got involved with Henry County on some crazy shit over some tickets. The lawyer called up. He's like, man, they really didn't want to let you out. He called me. He's like, I don't know what you did down there, but they really didn't want to let you out. So all you have is, I said, all my client has is tickets. But he said, you know what? I heard Henry County's racist. And so, you know, he said, I heard it's racist down there. Let me send you to a lawyer that works that area so he can probably work his magic, because they don't know me. And when I called up, they were very like upset that you bailed out. The reason they said I couldn't bail out was because last time I left court that time. So this is back when my license was suspended. This was before I even got my car or anything. So it was about 4 years ago. I was doing IT. But, you know, I was trying to pay the money, but I'm going to be honest with you, I had $14,000 worth of tickets. Didn't show up for court, and a judge put $1,000 on every driving while suspended. I had 4 of them. So he put $4,000 worth of tickets on my damn record. This is in Montgomery, where I'm from. Then he paid then when I didn't show up for court that time, he put $500 on every he put $500 on all of the he put $500 on the damn, I can't even talk. He put $500 basically on the tickets for insurance. So every time I didn't have any insurance, so basically I had $6,500 worth of tickets. Just that plus $2,000. He maxed out every fee he could. And when I went down there to pay, I paid them all off online. At least I thought I did. Then when I went down there to pay the final ticket and get that release form that they're supposed to give you so you can take it to the Department of Motor Vehicles and get your damn license. When I went to get the release form, you know what they told me? Oh no, the website is wrong. We need to update it. He actually put some more fees on here. So they went and reset the damn website, and I had to pay another like $4,000 worth of tickets because he was being an asshole. That's the type of shit I had to deal with. Then that one stop, that time I got stopped, where they searched the damn car and ran the serial numbers and shit like that. Them motherfuckers, and then he followed me out of court at the gas station, staring at me all in the face and shit like that. That one time I got stopped, that was $3,700 plus $1,000 lawyer, $1,500 for a lawyer. So I paid over $14,000 for tickets just to get my license back reinstated. And you telling me that, and you got legal system people, and I'm gonna tell you something. It's well documented. I'm gonna find a Vice video about how they fuck people over with their tickets and their driver's license. This shit is well documented, and they do it with black people. Cause because they know they don't have the money 9 times out of 10 to pay that shit. I just so happen to have the money to be able to pay my shit. But what about the next person? What about the next? I got homeboys right now that don't got a fucking license in Montgomery. And it ain't cause they not working and they, but shit, man. If you making $40,000 a year, somebody get your ass, you know, you get 1 or 2 stops, you mess around and get caught up and don't pay that ticket. And these tickets ain't $75, $80 like they used to be when I was in high school no more. These tickets are up to $400, $500 each now. These greedy ass lawyers, these greedy ass officials in government. That's why I'm for small government. Small government. That's why I'm for that. You see what I'm saying? But I just wanted to put that out there, man. Thank you. This is the end of this video. Thank you.
For real.